9 days later, prisoner Joshua Drennan has still not been found. He escaped from an inmate transport company at a rest stop off of I-80 in Bureau County, Illinois on Wednesday of last week. KWQC's Kai Edwards joins us now. We are learning from residents that Wyanett Township played a large role in the initial search.
Neighbors reached out to us because they say the last week has been an intense one, with multiple police officers actively searching an area that is normally quite still.
It's just kind of frightening.
Kim Parker distinctly recalls the timeline. Wednesday, 5 p.m. Police surrounded this cornfield, staying for more than 9 hours. At 7:30, more officers checked out a different field down the road.
We opened the door and we had 4 police officers at the front door.
This one right next to Parker's home.
They want to know if they had permission to go through our buildings. They mentioned this guy was on the loose and they believe he's in the fields in the area.
Parker says they stayed until almost 11 that night. Coming back on Thursday,
there was 2 state police cars that were like parked between our tree line and the cornfield.
And Friday until the end of the weekend.
And then I thought, well, if I got 2 officers out here, I'm going to be safe enough to go out into the yard because I've been trying to redo my mailbox.
The police tape, the final touch, and a constant reminder that more than 1 week later, inmate Joshua Drennan has still not been found.
In general, our little group of people out here, the consensus that we have is that he probably never left the area and is probably dead in a cornfield.
Here, visible damage to the crops, but his whereabouts remain a mystery.
Nobody's giving us any new information.
For now, Parker and her neighbors are staying alert, locking doors, checking their gardens, looking for clues.
We all have water pumps out here in the country and water spouts, and we check those every day to see if there's a chance that somebody had, drank some water from the water pumps or something. So this is all stuff that we've never ever done before, and it's all the stuff that we're doing now, which is probably way over the top crazy, but you don't know.
In Wyanett Township, Kaya Edwards, KWQC TV 6 News.
The U.S. Marshals Service is the lead agency searching for Drennan, but there is no current on-the-ground search. The Bureau County Sheriff says Drennan is no longer believed to be in the area. Meantime, the Illinois State Police tell us they can't confirm that, as he is not in custody. Yet they say if he were believed to be nearby, then there would still be an active search.
An act of kindness despite this harsh cold. KWQC's Kaya Edwards shows us how City of East Moline workers went out of their way to help a woman and her baby in need.
He was only 5 pounds, 12 ounces when he was born, but he's made up for it. He's 14 pounds today.
A healthy weight despite a handful of health complications. East Moline resident Bobby Johnson says her 10-week-old son, Alistair, has had a challenging start to his life.
His umbilical cord didn't heal for about a month and a half.
He was scheduled for hernia repair surgery on Friday, but the hospital called with a different plan.
They moved it to Tuesday.
Tuesday at 6 a.m., the morning after our area was hit hard with snow.
I started to kind of hit panic mode because our van doesn't have the greatest tires and it doesn't have the greatest brakes.
So Johnson went online, reaching out to local buy and sell Facebook groups.
I posted asking what people would charge to plow me out of the alleyway.
Dozens of people commented, offering to get the job done, but for a price. Soon, a Tim Davis piped in.
Said that he was a city worker and he would see what he could do. I think his comment got probably 50 likes.
And when they woke up, the driveway looked like this, a lot less snow, and they were able to get out.
I actually felt bad because the alleyway was plowed just behind our house, just out to the street. All the rest of the alleys were still completely full at the time.
We caught up with Davis out fixing a water main break.
It's been busy for all of us.
Still, he managed to make a call.
No, I have no idea who she is.
Asking his coworker, Marcelo Hernandez, to get the job done overnight.
City workers don't always get a good rap, We kind of get a bad rap sometimes, and anytime we can help somebody out, we try to.
Continuing the spirit of giving this new year,
I try to be nice to people.
Even when the holiday season has ended. In East Moline, Kaya Edwards, KWQC TV 6 News.
And Davis says the City of East Moline would have plowed the alleyway anyway today, but at a later time. Johnson says the rest of the alley had been done by the time she had gotten home from the hospital around noon.
My mom and dad said we were escaping a war.
Most of these kids don't have many memories of war.
We were having a fight. I don't know the reason why.
I don't remember a lot because that's when I was just like a baby.
Now a 7th grader,
I go to Edison Junior High.
Hayla Lartha tries to understand.
I thought we were free, we were happy until I think one day my mom asked us to pack our things.
older generation knows all about Burma, now Myanmar, and when some of them arrived in the Quad Cities in 2008, they told their stories to Nancy Lee.
They described themselves as jungle people, and they lived in the Karen province in Burma. The Burmese soldiers, they would come and persecute them predominantly because they were Christian.
Many Karen fled to Thailand, where they were confined to refugee camps.
So President Bush said, well, we'll take more.
First Baptist Church welcomed family after family.
I would say that we probably had 10 or 15 families, and then it grew very quickly.
So much so, there's a Karen worship service every Sunday afternoon. And every Sunday evening, the kids come back together for youth group.
I feel a little bit more relaxed to know that some of the people that I know back in Thailand are here.
They've also developed cross-cultural relationships.
They call me Grandma, and they call my husband Grandpa. And they mean it with a great deal of respect.
Lee and a few other adults plan their lessons, guest speakers, parties, and retreats.
We took them to Springfield on a field trip to see the Lincoln Museum. Before they even left Springfield last year, they wanted to know what the dates were for 2016.
Excited and grateful.
I have opportunities here that I wouldn't have back in my home.
To have options.
I do think I want to become like a professional soccer player.
And American experiences.
When it comes to college, I can always get a scholarship or something.
And then Christmas, they give people like maybe Xbox or bikes. We usually give like blankets and toothbrush and toothpaste.
But what really is satisfying is watching them grow and develop and become leaders.
Lee has watched refugees like Da'e mature.
I'm going to Scott Community College.
He now assists with transportation, getting the younger kids where they need to go.
I just want to say thank to the grandma, They has done so much for our Korean community, so I have decided to give back. So I can't do anything, so I just volunteer.
And he'd like this generation to help newcomers get settled too.
They need to give back to other people too.
But they're already doing more for others than they may know.
They've taught me kindness.
In Moline,
We just love them.
Kaya Edwards, KWQC, TV6 News.